have been a student at the Gladstone Tutorial Centre for 2 terms. I am here because I had trouble with my reading, writing and spelling.
To get where I want to be, I had to finish school and to achieve high marks in business, so...
Keep doing business?
Yes, out at Point Smelter. And yeah, so I've been working out there for a year now with the school program and getting VHAs through that subject. And I plan to do business administration after year 12.
Hannah's improvement since coming to the tutorial centre, overall, her personal improvement as well as what she was here for, has been amazing. It was a very, very worrying point with her reading. The rest of the comprehension and where it all fitted in, she struggled. But now, as you can see, she's a rather confident little lady. It's going to open a lot more doors for her.
If I hadn't gone, I probably would have flunked out in year 10 and gone and find something else to do with my life. And if I hadn't stayed through year 10, I wouldn't have the friends I had and the life I had here. So it would have been completely different.
I thought I wouldn't get a mechanic job because I wasn't good enough. I wouldn't know what to do.
When he first started, he was dead set hopeless.
He's telling the truth. I was pretty hopeless. Like, I didn't have any confidence reading, speaking. Nah, he was right.
2 things could have happened to that boy if he didn't do the program. He could have hung on and struggled and still got the apprenticeship anyway. My fear, however, is that he might not have ever got to the year 11, 12 mark where he was old enough to be considered for an apprenticeship, that he would have been so cheesed off by school and so turned off and has such a lack of confidence in his own ability and his own ability to learn that he might have dropped out at year 10 or 11 and never got into that apprenticeship catching age.
It'd be pretty hard. I probably wouldn't even have a job. It'd be real bad if I didn't have them skills. Like, I'd find it real hard, and yeah, I wouldn't know where I'd be right now. So I wouldn't be wearing these clothes most likely. I won't be working.
Kim, how have you found the course?
I found it quite helping. I've improved a lot, so yeah.
In what areas do you think you've improved?
Reading, spelling and writing paragraphs.
Kim is a child who, when she graduated, I certainly wouldn't have expected her to be getting high distinctions.
Highs in English, maths at high school. Yeah, 8, 9, 10. It blew me off the earth because I never liked school. Always tried at school. And I knew that it was never good enough, but I tried still. And then finally, after coming here, started passing subjects and stuff, so it was good.
What about your own self-confidence? Do you find that you're more confident now?
Yeah, more confident than I was before I came here.
I know before I come here I never had much self-esteem and didn't really believe in myself, whereas now that I've been here, done it, seen what it's like, learnt lots, and I have more self-esteem and yeah, I really believe in myself now. It's funny to see how you come from the bottom of the class to the top of the class in so little time, but having that help.
What are your ambitions? What do you want to do when you leave school?
Wouldn't mind being a hairdresser.
What I'm doing at Woolworths, I'll have my management in Cert 2 and 3, and then I eventually want to buy a small business and then take on an apprenticeship as a hairdresser. Always wanted to be a hairdresser, so I'll take on employ someone to manage the shop, but then take me under as the apprentice, and then eventually after the 4 years I'll manage my own business. So yeah.
Much more confident, yeah, and the literacy skills just improved out of sight, yeah, and the confidence has rolled along with that, yeah. It's a complete personality change.
When he started high school, it was a great surprise. I thought he would find year 8 a difficult year, and he's had no problems through from grade 8 to grade 12, he's actually been his most enjoyable years at school, I'd say. I think the experience has really helped, like, with his self-esteem, because he struggled right from grade 1, he struggled through primary school, and then his experience at the Tutorial Centre just helped his self-esteem, like, to go back to school and to mainstream for the second half of the year. And I suppose he hasn't really looked back as far as his confidence.
Really low self-esteem all through primary school and that. It's been pretty good after that. Especially, like, I'm fitting in at work and everything, and it's quite fun at work.
He could start a cadetship next year, so that would he'd be starting his university next, which is 8 years for surveying, so it's quite a long time.
8 years.
Yeah, so yeah. Brendan is a different story. He actually did struggle a bit in grade 8 at high school. It was a thing with fitting in.
Before, I was very quiet and I wouldn't talk to anyone.
But now he's entered year 10, he's gone back into mainstream.
And it sort of affects you in the playground too, like being below them.
And then in grade 9, he's won 2 awards for maths and science.
Felt like I got somewhere. I wasn't just a sitting duck. And yeah, I felt I was up to the other students in maths and English. So yeah.
Over the last 5 years since I've been at high school, I've achieved many things, like getting awards, getting better marks in English and all other subjects like home ec, hospitality, sometimes art, and yeah, it's really good.
And we were just so pleased when Penny got Student of the Term. I don't know if we were quite as happy as you were, I don't know if that would be possible, but we were pretty stoked, so yeah.
I reckon that if I didn't end up going to multi-lit, I reckon that I probably would have dropped out in year 10 because I wouldn't have the confidence to keep going on. But because I do have that confidence, I'm happy to keep going on till year 12. So yeah.
I was never organised, I didn't want to go to school, and I absolutely hated it. I hated the place. There was this time when I went to normal school and she rang the school and I got in trouble. My mum had to come pick me up, and when I got there I had a huge tantrum because I didn't want to go.
I've definitely gained lots more confidence, made more friends. I've got a job now.
It is an absolute turnaround. Penny is always one of the first people at school, like brought to class and always ready. It's amazing. I can't believe that she was any different than before, so yeah.
I'm a Year 7 student at Clinton State School and my name is Joe Arnold.
Yeah, finished Year 12. I did a pre-trade course in grade 11 and 12, which was just trade and business maths, English, communication and science.
I sort of went back and repeated Year 10, figured out what I was doing wrong, and actually passed Year 12, so I couldn't read. I was basically bottom of the class. I changed a bit while I was here.
Really? How?
I became more outspoken, spoke my mind, and yeah, I was more social.
It's hard as a parent to say it, but with reality is if our kids can't read and write, they will suffer. I mean, everywhere you go you need to be able to read, do maths, be able to write, to be able to get a job. And they were the same fears that I held for Ray as Corey. Basically, I had a really big fear that they wouldn't be able to handle high school. And from what I've seen with a lot of high school kids working in the school at the moment is that our kids do get disengaged, they get unattached, we lose them. So my fear was if I didn't get their reading up to standards, I would lose both my kids as well.
Before, it was just a nightmare. It was dead set a nightmare, and I'd go off and make sure Pam would do it.
And it got to in the stage, it was a fight to see who was going to read with them to hear the rest of the story.
The second year that Ray was at Central, she was accepted into the multi-lit centre. And we went from first term not being able to read fluently, not being able to put sentences together, things like that. And by the end of the first term, we could read a book. And the biggest amazement for me and my family is she went from reading grade 3 books. And I thought that was really sad when I first brought her out here because, like I said, I thought she would not survive in the world. She went from reading grade 3 books to be able to read Harry Potter and understand it, which was amazing for me because I thought hopefully you'd jump in probably 2 age groups, but to actually meet her age level, it was probably the proudest moment for me.
Once Karen had done it and the improvement in him, we decided if these two had the chance they were doing it, we'd find the money, we'd get them here because we thought it was the best thing that ever happened for Karen.
Because she was the first out of our family to come here, it was like every day, I don't like this place, I hate this place, I don't want to go there. And I mean, we went through that for about probably 3 days with Corey.
Yeah,
because his sister sat him down and said, you know, this is going to help you in the long run. And she just says, look at me, Corey, I can do this now. And she can sit there and read to him and do all that sort of stuff. So it just boosted him and made him more eager to come out here and have a go.
My mum's proud of me because I can read properly and spell and write.